want to welcome everybody wherever you may be around the country, around the world, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the replay. A lot of people tell me now that they watch on the replay every week. So we can assume everybody knows who we are. I am Dr. Willie Jolley, and we got our little Easter candy stuff back here somewhere.
I made an Easter basket.
Easter basket. Okay. Anyway.
Out of my succulent plant.
All right. So this is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful bride.
Me.
Dee. She's me. And we're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets for Shaping a Great Marriage. We got a great marriage. I love you very much. You turned me on.
And your character.
I sent her a text today. Yeah, I gotta show you this. I gotta show you how this picture I sent her today. Y'all will love this. Here's what I sent her today. I sent her a picture.
Never a dull moment.
I know I'm a handful, but that's why you got two hands. Anyway, we're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We hope you all have copies. You should. We were at the church today. People bought the book in droves yesterday. I want to say hello to everybody who was at St. Mark's yesterday, United Methodist Church, as I celebrated Resurrection Sunday, and I also celebrated the retirement of my dear friend, Reverend Herbert Watson Jr., after 43 years of ministry and 26 years at St. Mark. So people bought the book like crazy. So if you don't have a copy, we told the lady, get 2 copies, one for you and one for your significant other. Read it together. It will have a profound impact on your marriage. And so we encourage people to do that. Go to jollymarriage.com, jollymarriage.com. Next, if you're interested in our relationship repair series, the biggest mistakes that people make in marriage series, send us an email at info@williejolly.com. We've had a number of people who've already said it, but don't stop now. Everybody who's interested, it's a series. We're starting off with the introductory price of $20 for registration.
For the first program.
For the first program, $20, and that's per computer. So you have 2 of y'all, 3 of y'all, I don't care, but it's per computer because it's going to be virtual. All right. So info, INFO, at Willie Jolley, WILLIEJOLLEY.com. Just say, I'm interested. That's all you got to say. Okay. So here's the conundrum we are talking about tonight. It's tax day. If you haven't done your taxes, you got just a little while to get around.
I think you need to file an extension.
But you got to pay, whether you file an extension or not. You know that.
Yes.
You got to pay. They'll take your extension.
Well, assuming that you owe.
Assuming that you owe.
So the trick is you must at least have done a preliminary workup so you know whether or not you owe any taxes.
True. Okay.
Or have your tax consultant to do that.
So since this is tax day, and since this is such a your wife wants to know how long we've been married. We've been married for 37 years.
Not long enough. How is that?
Woo!
That's a good answer.
That's the right answer, baby. That's right. Let me tell you, gentlemen. We learned that, and this is the right answer. When you ask somebody, you how long you've been married, say not long enough. But to answer the question, 37 years, haven't had an argument in 35 years. I still got the hots for. I'm head over heels.
That does not mean we don't disagree.
No, it does not. But I'm head over heels about her. And yet.
What?
We still. What that thing where you say we still what? And yet we still. What your mama used to say? We still yet holding on.
We yet holding on.
Yeah, we yet holding on. How do you find the old videos again? You asked that. That's right. It's HappilyMarriedMondays.com. It's HappilyMarriedMondays.com. That's the YouTube channel for our marriage video. Thank you for asking, Sandy. It's HappilyMarriedMondays.com. Check that. If not, just send us an email to info and Cheryl will respond. Okay. Here's the conundrum we're at now. And Terrence, you're going to love this one because you're into finances as well. Here's the deal, folks, and for whether you're happily married Mondays, yeah, I think that's it.com. So we've had situations where the spouses do not share information with each other about finances. We've had calls about people who say, I don't know where any of the money is. I don't know where any of the financial information is. I don't know anything.
Well,
what happens?
In some instances, it's because the spouse sees it as their responsibility to take care of everything.
Correct.
It could be a generational thing too.
Correct.
Right?
That's
older
right.
Generational thing of usually the man handles everything. My parents' generation.
Yeah. Yeah. So that said, hey, Olympia, hold up. Gotta stop for a moment. Olympia's on the phone. Hello, Olympia. Olympia, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Olympia. Happy birthday. All right. Let's see. What was it? How your marriage is getting better and better and better and better. You're right about that. All right. So happy birthday, Olympia. So what happens if one spouse doesn't share the information with the other spouse? And here's what we came with situation. One spouse does the taxes. The other spouse trusts that spouse and writes and signs the return, tax return. The spouse who did the taxes did some fudging, did some not too telling the truth too good, made some stuff up. Well, they got audited, and the one who had nothing to do with it was seen as just as guilty as the one who did.
Well, they signed it, so they have equal responsibility.
What do you do now? Woo-hoo! What do you do now?
You pay.
Yeah, but sometimes tax issues can be jail time. Okay, so what do you do now?
Okay.
How do you handle that?
You pay and or you go to
jail. So what about the relationship, though? That's what I'm talking about.
You don't go to jail together. You go to male prison. You go to female prison.
But what about the relationships?
What is that to the relationship?
They
go into different jail.
What happens when they come out of jail? Are they gonna be together?
Well, the house might be gone. I mean,
what is the spouse who? In other words, what is the spouse who did not have anything to do with it? What's their take on this? How are they gonna? What are they gonna say? How do they?
Well, the Christian thing is to be forgiving.
Would you be forgiving?
Of course, I would be forgiving.
Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I hurt you.
After you hurt me. So we want to talk about what do you do when one spouse has issues with money and not being open and honest and communicative, and one spouse is in the dark. What do you do? And how do you fix that? Again, this is one of those fixed problems. Remember, the book. We talk about the three big things that break up marriages: sex, money, communication.
Well, you're going to talk about how you fix this particular. I don't know what you're going to do to fix that, but.
Well, here's what you do. Here's what you do. When you have that.
We're going to cover the advantages. Everybody doesn't follow joint return.
We're going to get to that, dude. This is she is like a homing pigeon. We get to be talking about something in a day, and talking about fried chicken, and she goes, you know what kind of financial plan it has? The chicken has to have a financial plan. It always goes to everything.
You do not.
Yeah, you do everything. Poor little son called about some opportunity. Oh yeah, good. Did the girl have a 401k? Did the girl?
I did not say that. The girl had a 401k.
Well, you could do. You might as well. You went right in on him today.
Let's get back to the topic.
All right. So anyway, we'll get to your topic. We want to talk about how to handle when one spouse has a financial issue and there's no communication. What do you do then? What do you do then?
I got nothing. You don't want to hear what I have to say anyways.
Because you're going to go to, well, yeah. That's how she does every day. A chicken savings account. That's what Terrence said.
I love you, Terrence. You my kind of guy.
So here's what we want to say to folks, that one of the challenges with the money, we want to go back to the chapter on the money. The chapter on the money is chapter number 10.
Really, it all deals with communication. So this wasn't new. It's not like, oh my God, about the taxes. They weren't communicating, right? Or one trusted the other to the point where they didn't even read the tax return.
So
and we can just give practical information about that, because I actually handle the tax returns. I don't do them, but from the bookkeeper to the CPA, but you're in the loop with every detail.
I'm in the loop, but I trust you. I sign it. I just sign it. You tell me what to sign.
No, I don't want them to think you're just signing.
I do just sign it, though.
But I have explained.
You have explained it to me,
and I go over the details.
Yeah, you do, but I still just sign it,
which you don't want to hear.
I'm busy trying to make more money, and I say go.
But I'm saying that in our case, as an object lesson, that has nothing to do with the tax return. That I go over the detail and discuss with you what the bookkeeping summary, and then when we get to the CPA, the pros and cons of what we're doing, how our taxes look, how much taxes we need to pay, and all of that. I go over all that, and then you even talk with the CPA, because you're never happy with the fact that we have to pay.
I hate that we have to pay taxes. I hate the fact that,
but when you're paying taxes, it also means that you're making money.
Some money. So
then you have to find out other ways to shelter your money legally.
Legally. Because one time, we were introduced to a tax accountant. And he said, I can get you to say.
Because he was cheaper.
Hey, I can save you.
Because he's cheap.
You won't have to pay no taxes.
So he decided, D, we're going to go with this one.
And the guy did the taxes. And we got audited. And then Dee had to take over again. And she went back to her steady Eddie tax return. Oh, why don't you tell the story in the book?
What?
About our first tax return, session.
Is this off topic?
It's such a good story. It's in the book. Tell us about the first time you and I went to the accountant together to do our taxes.
No, we didn't go to the accountant together to do. The very first time when I was preparing where the deductions, and getting our paperwork together, you came with yours in a brown paper bag.
Brown paper bag. And I dumped them on the guy's desk. And what happened with you?
I was very calm.
But on the inside,
I was upset.
She was falling apart. It's the way she writes about it in the book is hilarious. If you have the book, you want to read that. Okay, let me get started here. Jolley Advice, chapter number 10, Count the Cost, Money Matters. First, number one, about this money. Get on the same page by first discussing how each of you view money. You view debt. You view savings. You view investing, retirement.
It's too late to do that when it's tax time.
I know. I was going over there just getting the foundation. Each of you should prepare your list of financial liabilities and assets as you know where you are individually. One of the things I read recently was that if your husband has, or your spouse has a tax bill. It becomes your tax bill when you get married.
If you file a joint return.
Yeah, when you get married.
When you get married, okay.
Discuss your mutual financial goals, short-term, long-term, for your marriage, your household, and your family. Decide on your approach to household money management, where we talk about all the time. We've had so many couples who we said, here's the way to do it. Boom. You find out what your age and stage and which one works for you. Use the 4 F's, friendly, frank, fair, and focused, to talk about money and be open and honest. Take classes together and attend financial planning workshops to help you become familiar with the terminology and approaches to financial planning. Plan your investment accounts for retirement or late life enhancements. Write your will and talk about spousal survivorship, like the wife whose husband died and she knew nothing. Lost.
What was that? You're talking about the one
that was a preacher. No, that was the one.
Oh, that was the one from. Okay, so in my class, one of my students to be brother-in-law, is dating the brother of the man who died. He had just gotten married, and they had purchased a house, and he died of
COVID.
No, he died of asthma.
COPD.
No.
Asthma?
He had a severe asthma attack, and he died. That was like a month ago. And then the challenge is they were getting married, buying a house. It had not done their will.
Wow.
And it was a blended family. All the kids are grown, but that doesn't mean that the kids liked the new spouse. Major problem.
Okay.
But we put all, my take is that we put all these great ideas in the book, but most people don't do it.
I know. Well, let me finish. Make sure there's enough life insurance. Life insurance professionals, y'all should be clapping, hollering, and screaming, because I am talking about you. Life insurance. Make sure there's enough life insurance to replace the income of the person who passes away. And last, number 10, we got become familiar with your Social Security pension, the rights and limits that come along with it, as well as your 401k,
so what I've been
Roth IRA, all the above.
So what I have been saying to everyone who will listen to me, especially my nieces and nephews, because they're in their 20s and their 30s, I said, oh, okay, you got these great jobs, starting salaries. I could not have even imagined when I started out with like $5,000 a year or something like that. Say, you should look up your Social Security. You should go to ssa.gov. And because you've had so many jobs, I mean, you're talking about this generation, the people from their 30s on, they're going to have 8, 10 jobs, change jobs every couple of years, right?
Right.
Who's responsible for making sure that the information in your pension plan is right? You are.
Right.
And that's whether or not you have the Social Security, or if you have the 401(b), which means you're a government worker. You are responsible for understanding where all your monies are and what those contributions
Denise Dickinson said, wow, have a will if you do not want all the kids fighting later. That's the truth. That's true. And Terrence said something. He said, I wish I had the book before I said I do. And he said, newlyweds need that chapter. That's right. Or the ones who are getting ready to get married need that chapter. You're right about that.
What? I think it sounds probably so crass, but the things that are important to you in terms of a relationship, why do you want to be with this person to begin with? What are you thinking about? You thinking about safety, security, or you just thinking about sex? And that's the reason to get married. Then you get married, then you don't have sex anymore.
What you talking about, Willis?
They do all that to get married, and it's like, this is done. So now I don't want to have sex anymore. I don't,
What? What kind of people are there?
I hear quite a bit of that. I'm not interested anymore because I got what I wanted. I want to get married.
That sounds like, Terrence, that sounds like a problem, don't it? That sounds like a problem. So anyway, folks.
So
all right, dose of D. Let's
okay,
go. Because we only got lesson 5, 6, 7.
So we should talk about a variety of things.
We do talk about. Well, we talked about everything.
We didn't have any money.
We didn't have nothing. You were poor as a church mouse.
Thank you very much.
And I was living with my mama. And so that was what it was.
That shows you God's grace.
God's grace. God's grace.
Okay, honey, you did not get to what were we supposed to talk about?
What we were talking about is when the spouse does the taxes and jacks them up and you get tied in with the spouse. You both jacked up.
And then you asked the question, so what do you do?
What do you do?
I said you pay the taxes and you go to jail. That's what you do.
But how do you handle the resolution of the relation?
You hurt them.
You hurt. you gotta hurt them, put a hurting on them. Okay. And then what? Then you got to talk about it.
Yes.
Whatever, folks. That's what I want y'all to get to. You got to talk about it. You got to talk about everything. We say in the Denise said it's bait and switch. I think you're right. But we say in the book, you got to talk about everything. Those that are successful marriages learn to communicate the good, the bad.
It's hard. I don't want people
hard.
to think that
It's
that
hard.
is easy.
No, it's not easy.
And for some, I think for us it was easy because it's like we didn't really have anything. You live with your mama, so I already knew because I had said, well, I don't think I want to get married. Don't you want to have your own apartment and be out and about all by you? He's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I already knew you didn't have anything and you live with your mama.
Right.
Who was a wonderful person.
Yes.
And I didn't have anything and I had filed bankruptcy because I owed $600 to American Express. I know that's stupid, but anyway.
Every time you say that, I just shake my head. That was her life before me.
That's a lack of communicating with people who have wisdom. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in debt. And I was $600 to American Express. What on earth am I going to do? Oh, I'll file bankruptcy.
Lord have mercy.
I sought my own counsel, which was not good.
Because she didn't have me in her life.
Okay.
But then when I got here, we got on the right track. We got on a good foot.
But there are advantages for couples in terms of filing joint tax returns.
Why don't you show them that?
Okay. And then I'm on that there are advantages. We talk so much about, I think, challenges people have. What are some advantages in just being married? Do you know married who like each other? There's a difference.
Yeah.
They live longer.
Yeah.
Particularly the male, it has a greater bump in terms of the male living longer than the female. You wonder why?
Why?
Because I don't have the exact figures, but from what I've read, women tend to be more of the ones who go to the doctor and the follow-up and the like than men. And they will encourage their spouses or their significant others to take care of themselves health-wise.
You do that. And
their diets are generally better.
You make money. You about my diet. How much you gonna put on your plate? Too much. I'm a grown man. I want to eat. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So what did I just say?
You said that you got the advantages of being married. Now let's talk about the
advantages and their financial advantages.
Let's talk about the taxes, baby.
So, taxes is the finance stuff too, right? When you're filing the taxes,
right?
Your tax bracket could be lowered together if one makes significantly less money than the other.
Okay.
And the putting together of the taxes might move you to a lower tax bracket.
All right,
and
next.
you might save. Okay. Then another thing is that your spouse could be I don't like that one.
I like it. Could be a tax shelter.
Your spouse could be. How could your spouse?
Because they have a business that's maybe losing money, or they got a business. I was listening. Y'all know I'm gonna get up mornings at Erica Campbell every morning at 8:20. Hopefully y'all turn in on Praise Network. If you're in DC, it's 104.1, DC, Baltimore, and then it's Praise Network. Anyway. And then it's you can get it online too. Anyway, there was a tax expert today and said how you can write off a portion of your taxes using your car. You should be writing off more of your car expenses if you use your car for any business, not for your job, but for your business that's outside of your job. There's a difference. You can't write it off for your job.
Unless you're a salesperson. Is that right?
Unless your job is your income is determined by that car. Salesperson, entrepreneur, something like that.
Uber driver?
Yep. You should be writing off the gas, writing off the oil changes, writing off in my case, electricity, all of that.
All right, the spouse who's making money may be able to take those unused tax deductions and claim the losses of the spouse as a write-off. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you really got to have a tax consultant.
Yeah.
Okay. The jobless spouse can have an IRA. I didn't know that.
Wow.
A single taxpayer without paid work isn't eligible for an IRA, but a married taxpayer without paid employment, however, may contribute to an IRA using joint account. So in other words, I'm not working, right? But you are. We found jointly, I can use some of your money to open an IRA.
That's good.
That's an advantage.
That's good advantage.
I know that.
Right.
Couples can benefit shop. So both, spouses are working, and one works for federal government and one works, say, in private industry. And you can look at who has the best benefit packages. Right. And you select your health benefits or your health saving plans and the like, depending upon which one has the best packages.
Okay, good.
So that's a good point.
That's
too.
Good. That's
okay. Good. You can get greater charitable contribution deductions. Okay. And I think that's when people start to move in upper income brackets, and that's why you need a tax preparer.
Right. And
marriage can help you protect your estate. All right, because if you like your spouse and you each other say, when I die or pass away, all of my assets go to the spouse, so you don't have to pay the estate taxes until the next person dies, until the mate dies. How about that? Okay. Those are the main ones.
All right. Let's see. Denise, y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Single again here for several years. I've had my will since the divorce, and definitely married has it better off. It was almost 22 years before he left. He made a big mistake. Yes. That's what he did. He's a big dummy. That's what he is, a big dummy. So here's what you do. On the next book, you make sure they read the book. Okay, before we told a married couple who were both divorced yesterday, right? They said,
he was much more tactful than I was, because when she came to, life is too short. It's chaotic. Just get to the bottom line. She comes up and says, I want to buy a book. What is this? You should, one for your husband, one for you. Go through the questions at the end of the chapter, and you write your answers and your discussion. Say, okay, well, I'll just do one. I said, that's okay. And you don't have to buy any if you don't want to. I said, but answer this question. Do you both have children? Yes, they're all grown. Were they happy about you guys getting married? Well, not initially. Right? So I already know. I said, look, we're a blended family. So what you said to me, guys are married, not done the will. Right?
Yep.
Have not really said to the kids, okay, don't worry. Even though I'm married to this new person, everything that I accumulated with you growing up, y'all still gonna get your portion. You're gonna get your portion of what we're doing new together. We're gonna work that out together. They have not had that conversation. That's a problem.
Oh, it's gonna be a problem.
It's a problem.
And so
they don't want to deal with it.
We said you need to read 2 copies of the book, get the workbook. Oh, we're doing good right now. I said, right. You want to keep it that way. It's a lot cheaper to get this book and get the package. The bundle, which is 2 books, 2 workbooks, audio book, and a CD seminar.
It's called Critical Conversations. First, I had Uncomfortable.
I'm telling about the bundle. Let me finish telling about the bundle.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
Okay, look, $149 for the bundle, a lot cheaper than a divorce lawyer.
You need to give them, they should be buying them as gifts. And here's the thing.
Somebody bought a bunch of books for gifts.
Here's what's coming up in May and June, because and the weddings are off the chart. That should be
the gift.
Olympia because Olympia
Oh,
is a
Olympia.
wedding planner too. Even plus, she's a new grandma, so I don't know what the wedding planning. I think Reggie.
Little Reggie is gonna be on the. It's gonna be it's gonna be going with her to all of the weddings. Good evening, Mark.
But the weddings are pricier, like 25 to 30% more.
Absolutely.
Than they were, right?
Right.
Give the gift of the marriage bundle because they're going to need it.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
the average wedding is $35,000.
Woo! Look, imagine. You know, they should give out. What do they give when people get married? They give you the place where all of the gifts you can get them. What did they say? What's that called there?
A registry.
A registry.
Registry.
Yeah. I'm registered at Jolley Marriage. That's where they registered at. Where are you registered? Jolley Marriage. Go get that Jolley Marriage bundle for us so we can stay married and be like Willie and Dee, 37 years, staying together. That's where the registry is. Am I right about it? I'm right about it. Look, our time is up. Tell Lottie Dottie and everybody to join us Monday nights, 9 o'clock. We want to have millions and millions and millions of followers and listeners who will improve their marriages. So do it and go to jollymarriage.com. Get the book. Terrence said, read the book. Terrence said, read the book. Kevin Williams said, use the book in your ministry and marriage couples ministry. It was
Kevin
fantastic.
Says,
thank you.
Effective critical conversations is key. I like that. I'm trying to. Do you like critical conversations? He said effective. I'm trying to come up with the right wording.
Whatever it is, we got to go. Our time is up. Look. I hope y'all enjoy.
How you like these nails? These were my Easter nails.
She is toes and everything, just the whole thing.
Right. Look at this. Look at that one.
Just yeah. Looking ahead too. Every week is a new head. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Tell everybody about the Jollies. We got to go. Our time is out. Here we go with our little music on the way out. Thank y'all. Have a great one.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.